Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. Today I thought I'd do something completely different. I'm moving away from part works today. I'm moving back to traditional model building. I'm actually building the Cozmic Scale Models / Jeff Fink version of the Spaceballs Eagle 5 Winnebago. Now, I have to say, I am completely gutted. Why am I gutted? Because the last video I did of this, I showed you the flocking that I was doing and it just failed abysmally. Well, I did record me doing the flocking this time and how good it looks. Trouble is, I've lost the footage. I don't know what's happened to the footage. So I've done this perfect flocking job and yeah, I can't show you. Sorry, I apologise for that. So this video is not like your traditional video either, in the sense that, you know, I'm showing you what I'm doing. It's more like a video diary. So what I've been doing is doing bits on my mobile phone, just showing you exactly what I've been doing to get to the stage that you can see just here at the moment. Now, the next bits that I've got to do is put the bulkheads in and then start dressing it in the inside with tables, beds, that sort of thing. So it's going to be like a bit like a doll's house, but none of this is attached together yet. I need to put the inside in before I put the walls on, but starting to look good. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So I'm on selfie camera now and I'm going to get my paintbrush out. I'm going to be painting these like a silver aluminium colour here. These paints I get from the range stores. Normally mix it with about 3 or 4 drops of this reducer here as well. Basically I've got to do all 4 of those sides there, and then I've got to do just one of the sides here, which is going to go the other side of these wheels here. As a matter of fact, it's only I'm going to have to do the backs of some of these as well by the look of it. Okay, let's do this. And there you go, that's giving you an idea of how that's going to look. Let's do all of these. Now they're all done. Looking at the other side, I don't like that. I keep these are perfect, but I think I'm just going to leave the backs black like this. So as you can see, that paint comes off no problems, but there we go. That's how they're looking. Now, what I am going to do, obviously these don't need anything on them because these are just doubling up with the wheels at the back here. Looking like that. Perfect. And I will leave them looking nice and pristine, but they are going to be weathered up with some light grey dry brushing, I'm guessing. Bit of brown on there as well, just for muddish. Even though it's a spaceship, you wouldn't expect to see mud on it, would you? Now, the next thing I want to show you is an addition that I've just been working with Jeff Fink to actually do for this. And that is, obviously, we painted this section. And I've got these sections open, which are going to have a grill in them. But there is something in the movie which is behind this stuff in the grill, and it's hard to see what it is. Well, I've actually got Jeff to actually make some engines here, and they look just like this. Now, these are going to actually attach to the body of the Eagle 5, and they're going to sit in here kind of like that there. And they are meant to be grey, but I am going to soup these up a little bit, but that's how that's going to look. Now, what I need to do now, I'm going to touch up a little bit of paint on the outside, but they are going to have the grills put in. So I had already cut the grills to side. They are going on the inside, so I've got to glue these now into place. So as you can see, these are in now. Now, when it comes to putting these in, we've got some artistic license here because you only see the ends of them. So I am going to colour these however I think, but they are going to give a good impression how they're looking behind there. Doesn't really show up very well there. Hang on a second. I think this would be a lot better to show it off. So they're going to kind of sit in there like that. Okay. Now, because these are attached to the bodywork and not the wing, I can actually put the wing to one side. Look how gloomy the weather is in the UK at the moment, which is a shame because I am painting outdoors. I don't know how long we're going to be able to do this as winter approaches, but basically I'm priming now all of the side panels. There are some extra items here, namely this and this, which is my daughter's cosplay, so I'll prime that as well because that needs to be silver. But I'm just making these black, just like I did with the wing. So, because I lost my footage, which I can't believe, of me flocking, that was the flocked base here, the brown flock base. Has come up absolutely perfectly. Obviously, I have painted the bottom here, but I haven't done any weathering or anything until the whole thing's together. But I have primed now everything that you see here. And I've masked off this area because this area here sits below the actual floor line. So this is what you're going to see from the underside of this. That's why that needs to remain black. Pretty much the same here. We've got a little bit here, which is going to be sitting underneath the section. This whole section here, though, you'll be able to see from the outside. Which gives us the choice of colour. Now, I'm colourblind. You know what it's like. I mean, to me, that looks far too yellow. I mean, we've got a green ochre here. Again, to me, that looks a little bit too yellow. I don't know, a yellow ochre? Perhaps too yellow? I don't know. I haven't really got a clue. I've got the Model Air version of that there. Even the light brown. The light brown looks more like it to me. I'm going to have to watch the film again and see what colour I'm going to do this. This is for the interior walls here. So, excuse the Christmas paper. I've decided I'm going to go for a light brown. There is a yellow in there. I could mix a tiny bit of yellow, but I think I'm going to go with that and see how that looks. So, gave this a good shake up. This is Model Air, so it's not really going to need thinning. Let's put some of that in there. Just have a quick see how this is coming out. Ah, that's okay. I'm going to paint this now. Now, when it comes to the primer, I did use black. I could have used a lighter colour, but I'm tending to find it's going on better with a black undercoat. I found that when I did the light coat on the outside of the RV, as you saw on the wing that I did. But I'll get this all painted. So we'll come back and I'll show you what it all looks like. Now, I'm not too worried about patchy looks when I do this because it's not meant to look pristine. This is a well worn in RV. So that's the base coats for the interiors done. And as I said, I haven't gone fully over the top. I wanted it to look really sort of like, I don't know, mucky. I guess that's the word. But pretty cool. Now I am going to be starting the detail on these buttons and stuff. These will be painted. The only lighting buttons will be on the console. But I do have to do the other side of these in that ivory colour I had. Now when I spray this through on this side, obviously there's a risk that the ivory colour on these parts here, here and here could go on that part I've just painted light brown. I'm not going to mask it off. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be okay, but we'll see. Now, I don't want you thinking that I'm just completely missing the roof out. I'm actually going to do this last because this is going to have all the lighting systems that's going to light the interior up that's not on the dashboard panels and stuff. So I do need to drill holes and everything in this at the moment. So for now, that's going to be left to one side. Now, before I paint this ivory colour, I do need to mask off where the wings are going to go because I want this area to be black inside here. So there you go, homemade masks. So I'm ready to paint this now with my Ford Ivory White. Now, normally I'd like to do this outside. I can't have that luxury because it's raining outside. So I have got my respirator on, I will put it on, and I'm going to give this some short bursts. I'm going to be paying for that later because this creates sort of like a powder on everything. So yeah, there you go. So we approach things like this now, which you don't really think about while you're starting to build, but I'm starting to think about it now. Is obviously started doing the windows and I wanted some nice detail on it, so I've actually used some of these Posca pens here. They come out really good, as you can see. And what I was aiming to do was have black on the outside and silver on the inside. That's pretty much how it is in the film, but we would have this ledge here. Now obviously the ledge isn't that thick. It's because this is you know, a resin print, so it needs that thickness on it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to paint the insides there, this little area inside there, black as well. So I can't really use the Posca pens for that, so I am switching over to paintbrush. So for that reason, I'm going to use this New Worlds paint here. Now that is a slightly bit too thick at the moment, so I have got some reducer which I'm going to put next to it rather than on top of it. I'm going to try and create the perfect blend of these two here, so I get a nice sort of like paint to paint with, which I like that. Okay, let's see how this looks. Just trying to think about the inside here. Do I paint the inside black as well and this silver, or the inside silver? If it's black on that side, it's so confusing. I'm going to paint the whole thing black, I think, for now, and we'll see where we go from that. Paint's going on lovely. I'm not painting this inside bit here. Just doing the insides of these parts here. Just so you know, I'm using a wet palette here, so I can mix this on this palette here, but this isn't going to dry up. I can actually put the lid on this and use it tomorrow if I wanted to. I just find the paint goes on better with this. There we go. I've done this window here. I think that's pretty sharp. I like that, and it's nice and clean on the inside as well. So I'm going to continue doing that on this window. We don't do the frame of the door. It's only the windows that have got that sort of black tinting on them. Okay, so there you go. That's how that's looking. And I've also done the interior part of this window here as well. But that's what it's looking like on the other side. So I will be putting some silver on the other side. And I'm using the same silver for some of these vents that we've got on here. As a matter of fact, rewatching the film again, all of these are the colour code is the same as the actual bodywork. The only thing that are silver here are just these, which is pretty crazy. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. This is going to be a little bit blingy, but when I put a matte coat on this, it's really going to dull it down and look like an aluminium. That's why I'm using this. Something else worth saying as well is that you're never going to get that silver to show up unless you put black on it first. So that's what I've just done there. So finally, to give you an idea of how the inside's looking, looks like that. And I can probably now remove the masking tape here. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And there you go. Gives you an idea of how the inside's starting to look. Okay. And there you go. That's it for another episode of my build of the Spaceballs Eagle 5. Look, there is my carpet up close, just so you can see. I'm so sorry that I didn't have that flocking. I haven't done anything to the bottom either. There are some touch-ups and stuff that I'll be doing once the whole thing's together, and then I'll be weathering it when it's all together as well. But at the moment, I just want to get all the base colours down so I can actually start gluing the thing together. And then we get the fun of doing the electrics, which I think we're going to be starting in the next episode. So I really do hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.